Today is November the 25th. Why did the crowd say Jesus' blood was on them? That's exactly what they say. Let's read that. Matthew chapter 27, verses 24 to 26. So when Pilate saw that he could do nothing, but rather that a riot was beginning, he took some water. He washed his hands before the crowd, saying, I am innocent of this man's blood. See to it yourselves. Then the people as a whole answered, His blood be on us and on our children. So he released Barabbas for them, and after flogging Jesus, he handed him over to be crucified. Well, Pilate makes a show. He washes his hand in public, and he says, His blood's not on my hands. The crowd said, No, His blood is on our hands. You know, kind of reminds me of what Jesus himself said in Matthew 23, verses 34 to 36. I sent you prophets, sages, scribes, some of whom you will kill and crucify. Some you'll flog in your own synagogues and pursue from town to town. Sound like what happened to Jesus? So that upon you may come all the righteous blood shed on earth, from the blood of righteous Abel to the blood of Zechariah, son of Berechiah, whom you murdered between the sanctuary and the altar. Truly I tell you, all this will come upon this generation. Jesus himself forecast the crowd saying, His blood be on our hands. He said, you will gratefully agree to that. So where does the idea of blood being upon you come from? It goes all the way back to Genesis chapter 9, what we call the Noahic covenant, God's covenant with Noah. Let's read that in Genesis 9, 1 to 17.
God blessed Noah and his sons, and said to them, Be fruitful and multiply and fill the earth. The fear and dread of you shall rest on every animal of the earth, and on every bird of the air, on everything that creeps on the ground, and all the fish of the sea. Into your hand they are delivered. Every moving thing that lives shall be food for you, and just as I gave you the green plants, I give you everything. Only you shall not eat the flesh with its life, that is its blood, for your own lifeblood will surely require a reckoning. From every animal I will require it, and from every human being, each one for the blood of another, I will require a reckoning for human life. Whoever sheds the blood of a human, by a human shall that person's blood be shed. For in his own image God made humans. And you, be fruitful and multiply, abound on the earth, and have dominion over it. Then God said to Noah and to his sons with him, As for me, I am establishing my covenant with you and your descendants after you, and with every living creature that is with you, the birds, the domestic animals, and every animal of the earth with you, as many as came out of the ark. I establish my covenant with you, that never again shall all flesh be cut off by the waters of a flood, and never again shall there be a flood to destroy the earth. God said, This is a sign of the covenant that I make between you and every living creature that is with you, for all generations. I have set my bow in the clouds, and it shall be a sign of the covenant between me and the earth. When I bring clouds over the earth, and the bow is seen in the clouds, I will remember my covenant that is between me and you and every living creature of all flesh. And the water shall never again become a flood to destroy all flesh. When the bow is in the clouds, I will see it and remember the everlasting covenant between God and every living creature of all flesh that is on the earth. God said to Noah, This is the sign of the covenant that I have established between me and all flesh that is on the earth.
So the covenant with Noah repeats God's covenant with Adam. Be fruitful and multiply, and I will bless you. But it adds the idea of blood to it. Don't drink the blood of any of these animals. And the one who sheds blood will have blood required at his hand. Now, this is actually repeated much later in the law in capital offenses, where man's blood was to be required for certain crimes. It's also repeated in Numbers 35 and Deuteronomy 19, when manslaughter has occurred. An avenger, a family blood avenger, can kill the one who killed the individual. However, there were 6 cities named as refuge cities where they could go and make sure that there was a full trial. If they were declared innocent, they had to live in that city for the rest of their life. But they were not guilty of the blood. In the New Testament kind of carries on this idea, but Paul in Romans 13:4 says, now it's the government that now holds the right of capital punishment. We actually see that here in the case of Jesus. Here in Matthew, the crowd assumes this responsibility. His blood be upon us and upon our children. So what do we do about this day today? How do we apply it? You should assume your responsibility for Jesus' death. You see, when Jesus died, he died not just for the people of his day, but for us as well. We are part of those who are responsible. His blood, indeed, is upon us as well. But Jesus loved us. He gave his life for us. Thank him today for that. Scripture reading from the New Revised Standard Version by Emily Herrera. Let's Find Out Together has a companion podcast called Salty Saints. Zach Kelly and I discuss apologetics, scripture, and theology. Look for Salty Saints on your favorite podcast app.